As the title suggests, I commuted for a week as a college student for the first time, and I like to share my experience, or rather my diary of it, this way. For some context before I talk about my experience, when you commute in a small place, especially where I came from, which is a small city, a staple of Philippines transportation, which are jeepneys, isn't actually used. Instead, we use transportation such as tricycles and baobabs. And when it comes to the big three cities of the Philippines, Manila and Luzon, Cebu and Visayas, and Davao and Mindanao, what people typically use to move from one place to another are jeepneys, buses, and tricycles. Oh, and taxis too. But man, are they expensive compared to the other ways to move around the place. For some others though, they do prefer a taxi since they offer a more comfortable time, with them allowing privacy, and most importantly, dropping you off where you actually want to be dropped. Because jeeps, on the other hand, follow routes that most people take and fit much more people. Also, in a week, I currently only have to go to school for 3 days as some of my classes are on virtual. With that out of the way, I will confess that on my first day, my commute to where I live and to my school was with the help of my relative who had already started commuting for a few years now. So, with her help, it became a breeze. And I will admit that I did kind of cheat there, but when it came to me being all alone, it was a different experience somewhat, to say the least. Because as soon as classes ended, and I went to where I should take my first ride, I took 4 rides in total back and forth, by the way. I just stood there for 5 minutes. The funny thing is, 2 of my classmates were also there, just standing too, and it was really awkward. Like, I think we're all lost, but don't really talk to each other much. Well, they did without me, but, oh well. But thankfully, after a few more minutes, I was able to take the jeep I needed to. And then, on my second stop, I got lost again. I'd say maybe for 10 to 20 minutes too. And it was so bad that one of the guys who would call people to specific jeeps had to help me out because of how obvious it was. I had no idea where I was going. But thanks to their help, which is greatly appreciated, I was able to get on my second ride and make it back to my boarding house in one piece, which was great. On the second day, nothing much really happened. I'd say that I did much better though, and I probably got lost for like half or less of the first day, so there's that. But on the third day, I got to try being in the front of the jeep for the first time, and well, it was really hot, although very breezy. I don't know if that's the correct term, or if you guys can relate to that. But it was like 2 p.m. when I was commuting back to my board, so I did feel the deadly laser, which was the sun. So compared to my first day, it was easier for me to find the rides I needed to go to, and was overall just a smoother experience. And I won't lie, besides my relative helping me out throughout all of it, as I would call and message them if I did get lost, another big help was Google Maps. Because besides being lost and having no clue where to go next when commuting, another problem I've heard a lot of new commuters have, which I thankfully didn't experience, is getting out when it actually wasn't their stop, or they went past it. So, thank you, Google Maps. You helped me out a lot. Like, really, thank you a lot. Now, before I end this video, I'd like to talk about the things that charm me with this mode of transportation. When you pay, which you can at any time, but mostly when a stop or the light is red, you say bayad po, which means you want to pay your fare. But if you're far away, you can say the same phrase or say palihog ko, which, with my amazing translating skills, means if you could in English. I'm not sure. But anyway, when you do say that phrase, other commuters who are closer to the driver will help you out by passing your money over until it reaches them. And it honestly fascinates me. It's a small interaction, but I find it sounds so special at the fact that so many people can come together for such a simple thing. Also, you get to meet tons of different people, and while interactions will likely just be limited to that, it somehow for me makes me feel connected to the commuting culture, if that's even a thing. I can't forget about the drivers themselves too, as they are great multitaskers, as they have to drive, calculate change, and do all of that stuff. There's just something about all of that that makes commuting, as tiring as it is, feel really special. But to be fair, it is only my first week, so there's that. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you made it this far, maybe you could drop a like. As for my ZZ videos, they'll be coming when I get my earphones, which will help with audio. Once again, thank you. Bye bye.